All right, now that Corey's done looking at the screensaver over there, can you state your whole name and where you're coming from and who you work for? Because you traveled quite far. So
Far, just straight up the middle of the United States. Cory Smith from Fort Worth, Texas, and I work for myself.
okay, and you were talking today about what in specific? Because I saw the little Twitter app up there when I was in. Do my little video of all the people.
The experiences of building a very simple Twitter application using WPF from the perspective of a Win32 developer or a Windows Forms developer.
So are you saying like here are the differences, or here's why
Some
WPF
of the
is better? Or?
differences, why WPF is better is one factor. The frustrations of being able to sneeze and make a system.drawing based component.
Yeah.
And having to go over to WPF and learn all the wonderful goo that is.
Okay. So how hard of a transition do you think it is for somebody, even if they're not coming from Windows Forms per se, but if they're still doing like classic VB6 type of development, and then they're suddenly thrown into the XAML WPF world? What would we say are some of the key hurdles that you got to come over? Or just one that
it's
really
everything. I mean, it really is everything.
Okay.
You have to completely change your entire way of thinking. The eventing is different. The way you present stuff to the screen is different. The controls are different. The fact that you have quote lookless controls, which in and of itself just makes your brain hurt. And speaking from a VB6 developer to it, I would say it's every bit of people who moved from say VB1, 2, and 3, who had absolutely no concept of object-oriented programming, moving to Visual Basic 4 and trying to get their head wrapped around objects and classes and things like that. It's just a different world.
Okay. All right. So how would you say the adoption of WPF has been, and also where do you think it's going, especially with Silverlight 3 being announced it's going to be out of the browser?
So Silverlight will always, well, I'm not going to say always because, technology advances, but for the foreseeable future will always be less than WPF has to offer. I don't foresee, Silverlight having WPF 3D. I don't see it having, obviously there's no reason why there would be any type of DirectX integration with WPF, with Silverlight,
Yeah.
which there is in WPF, so a game designer could build its entire UI in WPF and its entire game engine leveraging Silverlight and have those two, layering on top of each other. However, with Silverlight being out of the browser, it does open up some additional opportunities for the XAML developer to target multi-platform. So whatever that may mean.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. Thank you very much, Court.